You mentioned in one of your articles, Michael, about faucets and toilet flush handles that were common touch points in the home being replaced by sensors and things like that with Kohler, Moen, and others. So I saw some of that as well. How much of that did you find interesting? What were some of the trends there that you saw?
Well, it's not new. I mean, anybody who's, boy, how can I say this gingerly? Anybody who has been to a restroom in a place of public accommodation over the last lots of years, if you're in an airport restroom, you don't want to be touching that. Pandemic aside, you don't know who was in there. You don't want to be touching that thing. So they've been using, infrared sensors for that for years. In a home environment, you kind of know who's there and you can yell at them to wash their hands, and you don't have the same concerns as you do in public accommodation. Things have changed, right? Look at where we've been for the last year. So that's not something that is necessarily new, but I subscribe to, and one of the things, we'll come back to the original point, one of the things that Eureka Park, which I miss, is being able to, walk down the aisle in the basement of the Sands Exhibit Center and say, wow, I never saw that before. That's cool. And if one year you see one thing in that particular category, one year it was dog feeders. Like, oh, wow, that's cool. Why didn't I think of that if I'm so smart? Right. But then you come back the next year and there are a dozen of them. And you come back the year after and there are dozens and dozens of them. That's a trend and you better get on it. And that's where the touchless plumbing comes in. In a bathroom, yeah, okay, you can, we don't want to get into the nitty gritty here, but you can rationalize that. But how about the sink in the kitchen? Why do doctors have foot pedals to turn the water on and off when they're scrubbing up? Mm-hmm. And if you look at a kitchen, it makes sense. Is it a new technology? Absolutely not. It is a new and expanded application of existing technology. You betcha. What does that tell you? It's something that you should consider, again, depending upon whether you're building a house for yourself or doing that sort of stuff as a living. The light bulb should go off. Is that something that you want to inquire and see if people want or need, or be prepared to explain why you might want it?
Residential tech talk, lighting specialist, residential tech,
home automation, smart device, home or smart house.